It is funny too around Elon Musk too, because when I was Googling Starlink and trying to get an idea of is this reputable or not, like the way he has carried like fan support, I guess, like of all the kind of billionaires, he's kind of got this because I guess he's gone on Rogan and, he hangs out with Kanye, I imagine. I don't know, I just made that up, but I'm assuming he hangs out with, seems like the kind of guy to hang out with Kanye. That he's got this kind of like bro-like following of dudes who'll leap in and defend him. Thank God for Elon. If it wasn't for him, constantly innovating, then, electric car technology wouldn't be where it is. And if it wasn't for Elon, we wouldn't be exploring Mars and having like reusable spaceships and stuff. It's like, but as far as I know, that all that stuff is government subsidies, right? Don't they get huge amounts of subsidies from the government for all that?
It's almost like the only reason they've gone into this is to get these enormous government contracts and then be able to control part of space for themselves rather than the way space has been traditionally controlled, which is a cooperation between countries. Like, this is the thing about space was we didn't actually let eccentric billionaires get up there and carve off a little bit of space for themselves. We actually did it as a planet. You would have people on the International Space Station who would be from various different countries all working together in the service of humankind. And now we're letting fucking Amazon guy and fucking Richard Branson and Elon just all fucking fly rockets up into space and take tourists up.
I think I don't mind it. If science fiction has taught us anything, something horrible is going to happen to those guys. They're going to be exposed to some kind of space radiation. They'll be on the front line of whatever horrible is coming towards the planet. At least we know the billionaires will cop it first.
You know what I find just incredible about Elon Musk is, why are you on Twitter? Like, if I had, like, he's the richest person on the planet, right? Or like, it's richest or second richest, but always in that conversation, like depending on what the day is, right? So why are you on Twitter if you are Elon Musk? Like, if I had a 1/1,000,000th of the money that Elon Musk had, you would never hear from me again. Never. I would just go away and shush it. I would keep everything to myself. No one would need to hear my opinions about everything. Like, if you've got that much money, you don't need to be on Twitter. I don't understand what that compulsion is.
Well, I think it's just he likes the adoration. I think it's the Richard Branson thing as well, like why Richard Branson hangs out with celebrities and stuff. And, like, I think it's that there's a level of ego. In even your line of work, like there's certain comedians who do everything, right? Like they'll do any show, and then there's you who fucking hides away in your back cut and occasionally sticks your head out to tell some jokes, and then you disappear again. Like, I think it's different strokes for different folks. It's not just billionaires, it's just kind of people, right?
I guess that what you're saying is right. I just would have thought there's a time where when you have that much money, being on Twitter, like I'd do the opposite. I'd like buy Twitter and shut it down. If I had the money that Elon Musk has had, I'd just be like, we're shutting Twitter down. This is my gift to the rest of the world. We're actually going to shut Twitter down. I bought it, and we're going to pay good people for their tweets, and we're going to get rid of everything else. And that's what Twitter's going to be now. But certainly I, Elon Musk, am not going to be on it.
Well, and you love that kind of idea, don't you? Of the kind of philanthropist who's on the side of the good guys, like Michael Cannon-Brookes, this whole thing about, trying to buy AGL to shut down coal faster. And it's like such a great idea that there's someone out there, because normally the way it's framed is like, the billionaires are against the rest of us. They're the 1%, but then there's one guy who's like, I'm going to take all my money and just and do good things. But I'm always like, but hang on. Like, I think, sure, shut down the coal, that's fine. But then how far do you go after that? Like, if you start giving them permission to just do stuff like this, because it is interesting seeing the way the government has sort of like shifted from, hey, yeah, let the free market decide, and the free market, when the free market lets us know it's time to transition, that's when we'll transition. Then someone who's very good at the free market's like, all right, I'm just going to accelerate this process. And then they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't mean to do it like that. The free market can't decide like that.
Yeah, we shouldn't have billionaires. A billionaire should not be in a position where they are the person who can make these decisions based on whether they're a good person or a bad person. However, it's at least good to have one good person. Like
Yeah.
this, we've got heaps of billionaires, and the rest of them are fucking terrible. Like the idea that there's at least one of them fighting back in the opposite direction. Like I don't think we should have billionaires in general, but if we've got to have billionaires, at least let's have a couple of good billionaires. And the other thing is that, like, I think with Mike Cannon-Brookes in particular, he doesn't have. I mean, you can't become a billionaire without people being exploited along the way, even if it's the system that is exploiting them, right? Like it's more money than anybody possibly needs, but they haven't been digging up fossil fuels and burning them while the planet, fucking chokes or any of these sort of things. He invented some like boring accounting software or whatever, didn't he? Like, isn't that like Atlas? Aren't they some sort of software company for businesses?
Yeah, but who knows? I mean, this is that's what they're doing on the surface. But I always imagine in those tech companies, there is a hidden laboratory where they're doing something fucked up. I mean, I don't know what it is. Like they're, got monkeys' brains hooked up to something and they're going to like implant our dreams or some shit like that.
Well, hang on. That was what Elon got in trouble for recently. Did you see this? He was working on implanting, like working on the brains of monkeys and killed all the monkeys. Like he is like a proper...
17 out of 24 monkeys died or something. But the 7 who lived, like, fucking hell. Like, it's going to get
smart,
worse.
those monkeys.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, if you had 17 die at the beta testing, then they're just going to ramp it up when they get to the alpha mode. So those monkeys like, oh, fuck, this is not good for us. To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/TOFOP.